Hello my sweet friends, welcome back. It's my favorite time of the month. It's time to pick out a new TBR for the month of April. I'm obsessed with this TBR jar. It makes picking a TBR so freaking fun. If you haven't seen one of these before, I have a jar full of prompts and I'm gonna pick out 8 prompts to help choose 8 books that I'm hopefully gonna read in April. Can I just say, I know you haven't seen my wrap up yet, but in March I read 7 of the 8 books I put on my TBR, as well as a bunch of other ones that weren't on my TBR, but I read 7 out of 8, which is probably the best I've ever done at sticking to my TBR. So I honestly think this works. Even as a mood reader, it still gives me freedom. I still pick books that I actually want to read, but it also helps with my indecisiveness. So let's get the TBR cart, which also, may I just say, we are clearing this thing out. Obviously it looks pretty full, but turn it around. There's like 3 books down here. The rest of it is empty. It used to be double-sided, so we're making progress. So of course I'll be picking my books from my TBR cart because all of the books behind me I've already read. But let's just jump straight into it, shall we? Like I mentioned, I'm gonna pick out 8 prompts. I've been in a big romance mood lately, but I like to have variety on my TBRs, so let's see what we get. Prompt number 1, a book with a name in the title. We could do Addie LaRue, which I honestly have been meaning to read. Rachel's Holiday. We could do My Dark Vanessa. We could do The Song of Achilles. We really do have quite a few options here. I think I'm actually leaning towards The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. This has been on my TBR for I think about a year now, maybe potentially more, and I'm yet to pick it up, despite it being a favorite for so many people. I don't know why I continue to put it off. I think it's just because it's chunky. It's quite large, and big books intimidate me. However, the font is big, the margins are so large, like there's like this much gap before the text even starts. So I think I should really just give it a go. I'm gonna do it. I'm going to attempt to read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue finally. Prompt number 2, a book that is part of a series. I feel like again we have a lot of options for this, probably more so fantasy. I'm leaning towards A Deadly Education, Jade City, Twin Crowns. I know the sequel is coming out kind of soon. I think I'm gonna go with A Deadly Education because I almost chose this for March and I didn't. It just looks very intriguing to me. This is the first book in a trilogy, and if I like this, then obviously I will continue the series. I don't know a lot about the actual synopsis of this book, apart from that it's set at a school. I think it's kind of dark academia vibes. I think it's fantasy or magical realism. Enter a school of magic unlike any you have ever encountered. There are no teachers, no holidays, friendships are purely strategic, and the odds of survival are never equal. Once you're inside, there are only 2 ways out. You graduate or you die. Okay, this actually sounds very interesting. It's kind of giving The Atlas 6 a little bit, which I enjoyed, so let's try it out. Prompt number 3, a book that you put on a previous TBR but didn't read. Last month, the only book that was on my TBR that I didn't read was Ninth House, but I feel like that's very similar, or at least a very similar vibe to A Deadly Education. It's also dark academia fantasy, so I don't really want 2 of those on my TBR for next month. So what else have I previously put on a TBR? I think I've put The X Talk on a previous TBR. I've put Vengeful on a previous TBR, but again, I'd love to not pick a fantasy book for this one. I have definitely put Open Water on a previous TBR, and again, I don't know why I haven't read this because I've only heard incredible things, and it's short. It's like under 200 pages. Around 200 pages maybe? Oh, 141 pages. This is gonna be my pick. I have no excuses as to why I haven't read this yet, and I'm really excited to read it. I think it's romance. That's all I really know about it. 2 young people meet at a pub in southeast London. Both are Black British, both won scholarships to private schools where they struggle to belong. Both are now artists. Tentatively, tenderly, they fall in love. But 2 people who seem destined to be together can still be torn apart by fear and violence. Is this gonna make me cry? Shouldn't have read that because now I'm hesitant, but I should read it. I really should read it. Again, it's been on my TBR for so long. Prompt number 3, a book set in a different country. I mean, I feel like I have so many options for this because it's pretty rare that a book is set in Australia, unfortunately. Foul Lady Fortune, I know for sure, is set in another country. However, I think I'm supposed to read These Violent Delights first. So I feel like almost all of the romances that I have on this list are probably set in the US or the UK, honestly. You know what? I'm gonna put These Violent Delights on my TBR and use it for this prompt. Like I said, I don't own it, but I'll either get it from the library or get the ebook or buy the physical copy. But I think I'm going to choose These Violent Delights because I've been meaning to read it for a while. And of course, we have Fair Lady Fortune, which I really do want to get to, but I want to read These Violent Delights and These Violent Ends first. Which originally when I bought this, I wasn't going to do that. I was just going to go straight into Fair Lady Fortune, but I think I do want to get the backstory. So I think that's going to be the plan. These Violent Delights. I know it's not my physical TBR, but my video, my rules, as I like to say. Moving on to prompt number 4. They all get tangled together, but I've only got one. The word you in the title. Alone with You in the Ether. Is that the only option we have? I mean, I'm happy to go with it. I think that's all I've got. Okay, not a bad option though. I'm pretty sure this is a romance, but more of like a literary fiction romance, a very emotional romance. I know it talks about mental illness, and I don't really know much else about it. Obviously, it's the author of the Atlas Six, but it sounds like it's going to be a very different story compared to the Atlas Six. I know that this is some people's like absolute favorite book, and so I want to give it a chance. Right now, we've only got fantasy and like deep, emotional, potentially very sad romances. Like we need something a bit more light and fluffy, I feel like. Prompt number 5, an animal on the cover. Do I have that? No. Oh, okay, we have Boy Swallows Universe. I don't really feel like reading that. Let's see if we have any other options. No. To Kill a Kingdom, would you say that's an octopus? I would say that's an octopus. Maybe that could be an option. No. We could do Girl Serpent Thorn because there's a snake on the front of this one. No. Okay, so it's really between these two. I think I'm gonna go with To Kill a Kingdom only because I just feel like reading this. Like this is a book I've been really wanting to pick up over the last like week or so. I just like keep reaching for it, but I'm like in the middle of other books. I think it's to do with mermaids. Yeah, so it's about a princess who is a siren, which is like a mermaid kind of thing, cursed into humanity. This sounds really fun. I'm excited. That sounds really fun. Okay, I'm gonna try and read this month. It also says perfect for fans of Leigh Bardugo and Sarah J Maas. I am a fan of both of those authors, so fingers crossed I really enjoy that. Please give me something where I can pick like a fun romance. We haven't got a lot of variety here so far. Number 7. Wow, we're really already at the end of this TBR. Bookstagram chooses, create a poll. Okay, well since I get to choose what goes into the poll, I'm gonna pick 2 romances that you guys on my Instagram can choose from. I think I'm gonna go Every Summer After because I've been wanting to pick this up recently. And then what other romance do I feel like? Maybe The Ex Talk, maybe Marriage for One, maybe The Ex Talk. Let's go these 2. I feel like more people will pick this, but I could be wrong. Okay, this poll is not going to be up for too long, but we'll see what you guys pick. The Ex Talk. This is what the poll looks like. I'm going to post this on my story and we'll see what everyone votes for. That's a really fun prompt. I like getting you guys involved in my TBR. We'll come back to that one in a second, but let's choose our last prompt. A Kindle Unlimited book. That is actually stunning because I already know what I want to pick. My Kindle is in the other room right now. I'm just going to use a Kindle app on my phone to see what I have in my library. I'm going to go with the next book in the Calamity Montana series, which I actually don't know which one is next. I'm going to have to Google it to see which order it goes in. The Calamity Montana series is a small town romance series by Devney Perry, who also wrote The Edens, and I've been really enjoying it. In March, I read the first 3 books, so I will add the 4th book to my April TBR, which will be fun. I was probably going to read that anyway, so that works out really well. Okay, so it's only been 10 minutes since I put the poll up, but I'm just going to go with the results we have right now. We have over 1,000 votes, so I feel like that's enough to like make a decision, especially because the results are 71% Every Summer After, 29% The Ex Talk. So obviously I'm going to be adding Every Summer After to my April TBR. I mean, I might read The Ex Talk this month. Who knows? So the 8 books on my TBR for April are The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, A Deadly Education, To Kill a Kingdom, These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong, Open Water, the next book in the Calamity Montana series by Devney Perry, Alone with You in the Ether, and lastly, Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. It looks like such a little TBR because I'm reading 2 books on my Kindle, so we've only got like 6 physical books, but I'm excited about this TBR. I really am. But I hope you guys enjoy coming along with me to help me pick out my April TBR. I love filming these videos so much. They are so fun. And of course, I will have my March wrap up coming in the next few days, so keep an eye out for that. But I love you guys so much. I hope you have a fantastic day whenever you're watching this, and I will see you in my next video very soon. Goodbye.